Today, let's discuss one of the first language acquisition theories, cognitive development theory by Jean Piaget. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Is it possible for a child to automatically blurt out the names of things and concepts around him as soon as he or she sees them for the first time? Cognitive theory says that children learn about the world first, then map language onto their prior experience. For example, an infant is exposed to a pet dog, learns about the sound it creates, like barking, feels its fur, and knows that it loves to play or chew some bone. This shows that he learns the concept of a dog first, then learns to associate the word dog to the concept. Early life experiences and their relationship to speech. Memory and the concept of time and space determine the use and understanding of language. Children's first words and first steps occur near their first birthday. For the cognitive theorists, it is no coincidence that language and mobility are correlated because mobility better allows the infant to experience the world and thus begin to map verbal concepts onto their experiences. Let us discuss more on cognitive theory. According to Jean Piaget's cognitive theory, language is a subordinate part of cognitive development. Language is mapped onto an individual set of prior cognitive structures. The principles of language are no different from other cognitive principles. A person becomes capable of abstraction. This means dealing with ideas rather than events, of formal thinking which excels concrete experience and direct perception. So the initial part of the process is that the children become aware of the concept and learn how to express them after they acquire words and patterns. Simple ideas are expressed earlier than more complex ideas, even if they are grammatically more complicated. Piaget described four distinct stages of childhood cognitive development, which include sensory motor stage, pre-operational stage, concrete operational stage, and formal operational stage, and relates them to a person's ability to understand and assimilate new information. First language learners are taught to creatively use their skills of cognition in order to figure out the second language of their own. For adult learners, they have the ability to abstract, classify, and generalize, which gives them an advantage to systematically solve problems. Adult language learners rely on their cognitive activities of general information processing because their language acquisition device, or LAD, gradually becomes unavailable for them. Piaget claims that a human mind has a template known as the schema, the representation in the mind of a set of perceptions, ideas, and or actions which go together. The schema helps individuals understand the various happenings around them, an understanding of oneself, that's self schemata, other people, people schemata, events or situations, event schemata, and roles or occupations, role schemata. According to psychologists, cognitive development starts at adaptation. What is adaptation? Adaptation is the ability to adjust to new information and experiences. Through adaptation, we are able to adopt new behaviors that allow us to cope with change. Adaptation is followed by assimilation and accommodation close after. Assimilation is the process of incorporating new information into pre-existing schema, more often than not leading to overgeneralization. For example, the child refers to a whale as a fish due to the fact that the whales and the fish have fins and live in the ocean. A child's scheme of a dog would be that all dogs have four legs, they have fur, and they bark. Eventually, the child discovers that dogs can look different and be all shapes and sizes. But each time they meet new dog, they simply add the new information to the existing pool of information about dogs, and this stage is called accommodation, whereby the mind is able to differentiate concepts made during the prior phase. Piaget contends there are four stages of cognitive development, which are sensory motor stage, birth to 2 years, pre-operational stage 2 to 7 years, concrete operational stage 7 to 11 years, and formal operational stage 11 years and up. The first stage, or the sensory motor stage, is the stage where a child learns about himself and his environment through motor and reflex movements. The child's thoughts are derived from movement and sensation. They learn in progress by doing simple motor movements such as looking, grasping, crying, listening, touching, and sucking. They will also gain a basic understanding of the relationships of cause and effect. Object permanence appears around 9 months, and further physical development allows the child or the children to begin developing new intellectual abilities. Piaget contends that some basic language abilities are developed at the end of this stage. Pre-operational stage follows after the child reaches age of 2. During that stage, a child's intelligence is demonstrated through the use of symbols, and his language use matures, advancing to basic sentences. The child's memory and imagination are developed to a certain extent, but thinking is done in non-logical and non-reversible manner. The following stage is the concrete operational stage where the child reaches the age of 7 to 11. Children then develop 7 types of conservation, namely number, length, liquid, mass, weight, area, and volume. The child's intelligence is further demonstrated through logical and systematic manipulation of symbols related to concrete objects, and his operational thinking develops exponentially. However, his thinking at this stage is still concrete. The final stage in the cognitive development is the formal operational stage, where the child's developed intelligence is demonstrated through the logical use of symbols related to abstract concepts. This is reflected in his or her speech, as in choice of words and capability of metaphorical usage. So that is the cognitive development theory in language acquisition. For the next video, we will discuss Abraham Maslow and Carl Rogers for the humanistic approach.